the magic needle. When Father came driving the cow home, Mother went to meet him. She was anxious to know what had become of Casumo and Kamari. Slaves in the temple? She could not bear to think of it. Yet it must be, and she would have to accept it for the sake of her son. She had prayed, would the God who made the sunrise refuse to answer her plea? She was overjoyed to see the good cow, but her manner changed when she learned how it had been acquired. They will not be treated as slaves at the mission, explained Father. They will learn many things at the school. Now we must hurry and take adieu to the mission hospital, for the doctor said it might be too late if we wait much longer. But will they hurt my baby with their strange magic needle? Said Mother. He is so little and so sick. Father exclaimed, no, the mission doctor will not hurt him, though he must use the magic needle. Then he told Mother how the doctor said that the baby would surely die if left without the aid of the magic needle, and most of all without the help of the God of heaven. The God of heaven? Mother was thoughtful as she stirred the rice in the black kettle. This was all so new and so strange. The charm doctor had not helped him, Father reminded her. It was your suggestion that we try the mission. Shall we let the doctor try? It was hard for Mother to decide. She did not wish to anger the spirits. We will take him at once, said Mother, with a hint of hope in her voice. She found a clean garment to wrap the baby in. Father carried Ahodu gently in his arms as he took big strides along the path. Mother came more slowly behind. When they reached the mission, the doctor was waiting for them at the door. Come in, my friend, he said. Let us take a look at your son. As Father anxiously watched the doctor do the examination, he whispered, Is it too late? He is very, very weak, said the doctor, but we will do all that we can. The doctor listened to the feeble heartbeat through his stethoscope, and then he called Mela, one of the native nurses, and his wife, the mission lady. He gave them a few instructions and then turned to the parents. I am glad that you trust me enough to let me try to help you. I also want you to trust in the God of heaven, for without his help we could do nothing. Before we begin the treatment, we will pray to the God in heaven and ask him to guide us to know just what to do. You believe there is a God in heaven, do you not? Father hesitated before answering. Already this doctor had persuaded him to leave his girls at the school until the rice was harvested. He had brought his son to the mission hospital for treatment. Now to admit that he believed in the God of heaven would surely anger the spirits, and there would be no telling what terrible trouble would come to them. Mother was quite timid before these strange people, but she felt it was her duty to speak. If the God in heaven is the one who makes the sun to rise in the morning, then I believe in him. He answered my prayer that my 2 little girls might not become slaves in the temple. It is the God of heaven who made the sun and the moon and the stars, said the mission doctor. I am glad you are willing to put your trust in him. Little Adu stirred slightly and uttered a feeble cry. Mother touched Father's arm. Yes, said Father, I know there is a God in heaven, but I don't know much about him. But if you believe in him, I will try to have faith in him also. The mission doctor smiled and said, Let us call upon him now, for he is the only one who is able to give life and strength to your son. Let us bow our heads as we pray. The doctor, the mission lady, and the nurse closed their eyes and bowed their heads. Father and Mother watched them for a moment. Then they listened to the earnest prayer of the mission doctor. There were no weird chants, no mumblings, no shaking of bones or burning of incense. When the prayer was ended, the doctor took a small bottle from his case and showed it to the parents. This, he said, is the magic water that will take away the fever. Father and Mother watched him anxiously as he very carefully measured the precious liquid into the hypodermic needle. "You will not hurt him?" asked Mother. "He is so little and so sick." "No, I will not hurt him," said the doctor kindly. In her heart, Mother believed in him, and she watched as he swabbed the tiny little hip with cotton and injected the medicine. Somehow she knew they had done right in bringing Adu to the hospital. She was no longer afraid. The doctor said, "I think everything will be all right. But we can tell better in the morning how he will respond to the treatment. Until then, we will trust in God." The father and mother left Adu sleeping peacefully on the white bed. Father wondered if he ever would be big and strong. Were the medicine and the magic needle all the mission doctors said they were? Would the God in heaven help him to get well? Such thoughts ran through Father's mind as he and Mother slowly made their way home. It would be lonely without the children, but somehow they felt that their loved ones were in good hands. "It was magic," said Father as they sat down to eat their rice. "I am sure everything will be all right." "The doctor prayed to the God in heaven," said Mother. "I have wanted to know for a long time who it was that had made the sun to come up in the morning, and who made the trees, and who made the moon and the stars. I am sure the spirits cannot harm us, for the God in heaven has much more power than they. I prayed to the God who makes the sunrise, and he answered my prayer. I am sure he will also answer the mission doctor's prayer and make Adu well."